Hey everyone, hope all is well. I wanted to do a quick emergency YouTube live today because we got some good news last night that the IRA provisions have been removed, at least for now, from the Build Back Better Act, $1.85 trillion infrastructure slash reconciliation bill. So not yet time for celebration. We're in a good space, but anything can happen, right? It's still fluid. It's Washington. It's a roller coaster every day. They're still debating certain programs and provisions and policies like the state and local tax deduction, which potentially the Democrats are still trying to get into this bill, even though it is not officially in the bill now as written. So I don't want to jump up and down and celebrate. I'm happy. We've done, I think, a really good job, our whole industry. Thank you to all of you as well for helping educate members of Congress on both sides, as well as senators, on the importance of IRAs as a source of diversification for low, middle class Americans like you and me, as well as a very, very important source of capital formation for millions of American businesses. With $12 trillion in IRAs, it is an extremely valuable source of capital for our future and the future of the American economy. So I'm happy that the IRA provisions were removed in totality. The cap, the mega backdoor Roth 401k, the backdoor Roth IRA, the accredited investor exemption slash provision, as well as the officer's 10% exemption or elimination provision were all removed from the bill. The only IRA-related provision that remain, which I don't think applies to any of my clients, are IRAs invested in foreign service companies or DISCs, FISCs. There's an ownership requirement from 50 down to 10%. It's not an issue. I literally don't think I have one client that used their IRA to invest in foreign sales corporations or DISCs. So far, so good. Again, don't want to be overly confident. We're in a really good situation. I would still say if you've reached out to members of Congress or senators, give them a call back, thank them so far for their support. Let them know that it's super important that these IRA provisions remain outside of any final bill. We're not past the finish line yet. We're in good shape. We've done a great job. We've helped get our message across to members of the Ways and Means Committee, to senators. But again, it's not over until it's over. When the president signs the bill, then we could have a drink and celebrate. But until then, let's not prematurely celebrate, because there's still some work to be done. We still want to make sure that these provisions don't get somehow placed back into the bill, whether it's the cap, whether it's the backdoor, whether it's exemptions on conversions, and also the accredited investor slash ownership officer exemption. We want to make sure they stay out. We're pretty confident that they'll stay out. But again, anything can happen. It's fluid. There are still debates and negotiations going on. There are still some members of Congress and some on the Senate Finance Committee that are still pushing for these retirement-related provisions to stay in the bill. They don't raise a lot of money in totality. The retirement-related provisions raise just $4.7 billion. But if you're scrapping the couch for nickels and dimes, it's still potentially money that could be used as a source to pay for future programs. So let's be vigilant. Let's keep up our efforts to make sure that we're educating members of Congress and senators on the importance of IRAs as a source of capital, as well as an important source of diversification. So it's good news. Yeah, we're in good shape, better shape than we were a week ago, but it's not over. Okay, so let's not do a touchdown dance yet. Let's stay vigilant, and let's keep up our efforts to educate the members of Congress and the Senate on the importance of IRA. So I didn't really have much else to talk about today. It was just kind of like an emergency YouTube live session where I wanted to just inform people that got some good news. We're in good shape. Things look very promising, but it's not over. Okay. It's not over until it's over, until the president signs the bill. And if you know how Washington works, and I've started to learn a little bit more over the last 6 weeks, nothing's done until it's done. Okay. So, not time to celebrate yet. We've all done a really good job. And all of you, the clients, the IRA Financial, the Self-Directed Retirement Nation, all the companies in the industry have done a great job educating. I mean, we have a good story. I believe, have the message, and I think the members of Congress and the senators that are receptive to the message understand the importance of diversification and investing in future businesses that can help grow the American economy. So I think we've done a really good job getting that message across. I think it's an easy message. I do believe that we're on the right side here. And I think once we get our message across, people kind of understand the value of diversification and the value of having investment choices for your IRA. So far, so good, but it's not over. So let's keep up the good work. Still, don't hesitate. Reach out to your members of Congress, your senators. Let them know, thank them for all their efforts, but also make sure they understand that it's important that these IRA provisions remain out of a final bill, because we're not there yet. So that's it. I know it's, sorry, it's kind of a short YouTube live session. I don't have anything else to add. I don't want to jump around and celebrate yet, because that is premature. And I don't think it's the right time to do it. So again, just keep up the efforts. Make sure you're reaching out to your members of Congress, your senators, and let them know, thanking them, and also letting them know that it's super, super important that these IRA provisions remain outside of the final bill, because a lot of developments are occurring, especially over the next week or so, until they get a final bill. And our sources are telling us, at least from an industry standpoint, that nothing will be finalized probably until Thanksgiving, right? So we have another 3-4 weeks of negotiation. So there's no guarantee that the IRA provisions will remain outside of a final bill. So we still have work to do. We still have to educate Congress and the Senate on the importance of our industry and the importance of giving all of you the choices to invest your IRAs in private investments, in real estate, and having the ability to diversify. So thank you for watching. Hope you guys have a great weekend. And that's it. I will talk to everyone again next Wednesday, YouTube Live. I'm going to be doing a live session on Bitcoin. I'm going to kind of pivot a little bit from the tax bill. It's been a long haul. I hope I never have to talk about the tax bill again, or mega Roth required distributions or caps. I really hope this is the last straw, but I'm pivoting to Bitcoin ETF. We'll talk about the Bitcoin ETF, the impact on the Bitcoin marketplace, and what that means for all of us. So next Wednesday, check me out, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. YouTube Live, IRA Financial channel. Subscribe if you haven't, and have a great weekend, everyone.